From dogs to orcas, also known as killer whales, they are the largest of the dolphin family and most of the world's most powerful predators. Now, their majestic size and graceful tumbles in the ocean leave a sense of awe in all those who are lucky enough to see them, I promise you. And this week, False Bay has been rolling in luck as there have been 3 orca sightings since Sunday. And we're being joined via video call by Dr. Simon Elwen, a marine biologist and the director of Sea Search, a marine biology research non-profit, to share more on this. Dr. Simon, so good to have you on the line this morning. How often do orcas come into False Bay and for how long do they stay when they're there?
Hey, good morning. They don't come in that often, so this sighting of 3 sightings in a row this week has been really phenomenal. They definitely come in more this time of year, late summer, autumn, and mainly with the common dolphins that are coming in this time of year to the beginning of the sardine run. So maybe once a month, once every 2 or 3 months is probably typical, but they move really fast, and so they don't tend to stay in the bay more than probably a few hours.
Well, this particular sighting is receiving lots of attention. Is it usual to have so many sightings in a few days? And do you think that it's all the same group of orcas that are coming through there?
It's definitely unusual to have so many in a row. It was different groups of orcas. One was a larger group that we initially thought was 6 when we were on the boat, but actually it was more than 10 animals, but they were very spread out, so hard to count. And those animals have been seen around a few times. But then the other group that was seen twice was the 2 of the bent dorsal fins called port and starboard. These are the ones that have been linked to eating sharks around southern Africa. So those were seen twice, and it looks like those guys are a little bit more resident around our coastline.
So that's port and starboard coming through there more frequently. Is coming to False Bay part of their migration pattern? Do they do this as a pattern?
They're not migrating per se, but they do have quite large ranges. We know port and starboard are very identifiable, obviously, with those bent fins. Yes. And they've been seen as both as Luderitz and possibly Walvis Bay up in Namibia, which is 1,500 kilometers north. And they've been seen in Port Elizabeth as well. So these animals are just wandering along the coast. They do seem to have a little bit of seasonality in their movement, but we haven't figured that out quite yet.
I mean, just looking at the visuals, it really is such an awe-inspiring thing to see. They are beautiful to look at. But what would the orcas be doing in the region? Well, what about the region is so attractive?
We have an incredible diversity and abundance of marine life around the Cape particularly, and they're eating. The big group we saw on Sunday were definitely eating, but it looks like they were probably eating fish. They were eating something on the bottom. They were doing a lot of long dives. And port and starboard, probably eating fish. They've recently been seen eating sunfish a couple of times, or certainly harassing them. But mainly they're targeting sharks, which is quite interesting. So we keep seeing them in the areas like at Seal Island and off Miller's Point, where there are known to be aggregations of sharks.
I love them. I love them. Look at how beautiful they are. Dr. Simon Elwen, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and keep doing the good work out there. I'm going to be following these awesome adventures and discoveries that are being made on our shores and in our waters. And a very big thank you once again to you, Dr. Simon Elwen. Now, of course, for you at home, you can find Sea Search on Facebook with the handle @SeaSearch, and Dr. Simon's partner in marine enthusiasm, Simonstown Boat Company, with the handle @BoatCompany.